Welcome to NDR Ministries New Day Revival Podcast, located here in the studios in Dodge City, Alabama. We're glad that you are tuning into us with your host, Timothy McDonald Turney, aka PT. Multiple different topics, all the way from biblical topics to everyday affairs in our lives, where we have to get you back on track and make God pleased with your life, and you will be pleased living that life. So let's go on inside and get ready for this podcast this week. You're going to love it. Let's go.
Good morning, good afternoon, good day, whatever part of the planet you are on. It is a day to be glad. The Bible says, I was glad when you said, let's go into the house of the Lord. Let's be glad for our day. My father-in-law used to have a saying. He said, and I used to hear him testify this when he would preach, or he'd stand up and testify, or he'd say it among people. He'd say, I'll tell you what, I'm glad to be here in this church, in the best hospital in the world. And often thought about that. So I'm glad that I'm here. I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad you're watching. And if you're watching, just send us a message. Text me and let me know that you're clicking into the program, that you like where we're headed or what we're doing. If you've got some ideas, then send those ideas, and we'd like especially some topics. We'd like for you to send us your topics. If you have anything that you'd like to hear about, like to talk about, even some of the guests that are coming up, and we want you to be a part of this program. And we're just so happy that you're listening. So let's do this a little bit quick here as we get into today's program. Is going to be on strength and honor, persevering through some hard times, difficulties that every single one of us have. But there's just something that I want to show you a video that little video that's coming up here very soon. Watching it in real time, clicks over. I mean, from the snap to touchdown, it's maybe 10 seconds if they don't is that. But when you slow that thing down to about 50 seconds to an entire minute, I do apologize for that. If I yawn, it's going to be about a million times. I mean, we are started construction here at the Turney household, and I have been going at it. And so I am kind of sleep deprived. I would like to have some coffee that would push me through it here, but I'm going to tell you what, I have had way too much coffee today. There's a place that's opened up in Coleman called 7 Brew. It's worth it. It's so good. It's actually, may I say that it's actually too good. And when I say too good, you might want to argue with me, and you might be, I'll tell you what, Starbucks is the best thing out there. One, I don't do Starbucks anymore, even though I like their white chocolate mocha and a few others. I just have my own thing concerning some of the what the people who run the company and the things that they support. It's just my personal little thing, and that's just how I am. You may roll a little differently, but I'm going to tell you what, 7 Brew, they blend, I don't know, 2 or 3 different kinds of blends of coffee. I've had their German chocolate. I've had their cinnamon bun. And that's exactly right. You heard me right. Cinnamon bun. But my personal favorite was the white chocolate mocha. It's not good for this reason. It's not good for me to love it as much as I do. So I've had that today, had coffee at the house. I've had way too much coffee. So if I yawn, just live with it. Okay. But we're going to talk about strength, perseverance, talk about honor, talk about pushing through some things. But before we do that, I'd like to tell you what New Day Revival has coming up. March the 30th at 10:30 a.m. We're going to be at the Hillside Baptist Church. That's in the address is 23654 US Highway 31, Falkville, Alabama. But it's on that hill coming out of Coleman. It's a big hill. Everybody that's around this area knows what I'm talking about. But if you need some more clarity and the address, or you forget it, or if you're not listening back to the program, just go to the New Day Revival Facebook page or the New Day Revival alway.com, the website, you will find our events and where we're going to be at. April the 4th, we're going to be at Lee's Restaurant, and we will be with none other than the one and only great Ronnie Henson, writer of the song, There's a Lighthouse on the hillside that overlooks life's sea. Just wonderful. So we're going to be with him on the 4th. That's at Lee's Restaurant. I would suggest that you give Lee's Restaurant a call and just let them know you want to reserve a table. And you will enjoy the night. New Day Revival will be opening up for him there. New Day Revival also on April the 6th will be in Shelbyville, Tennessee at Paradise Church. And that's going to be a morning service. Looking forward to being up there. We'll also be on April the 25th at the Gospel Jubilee at the Crockett Theater in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. This is going to be a great event. We have a number of artists now I should have had this already. You know what? I've got it all pulled up. Who said I didn't? Who out there said I didn't? I just need to get to it. Here we go. Right here. Southern Gospel Jubilee, April the 25th and the 26th. That's a Friday and Saturday in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. Southern Gospel Jubilee at Crockett Theater in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. Some of the groups that's going to be there, Beyond Purpose, Singing with Grace, Chris Payne, Purdue, the Kellys up in their area, a great group, and New Day Revival is there. Loretta Gent, my cousins, the Cleghorn family, they will be there. Soul Purpose and many more on Friday and Saturday. New Day Revival will be there on Saturday, so you want to make sure you get your tickets. You can find just follow the link right here and look ticket right there. I think if I'm looking at it, you can see the I don't have my glasses. I got my glasses on. Boy, I tell you what, Margaret, that boy is sleep deprived. Yes, he is. So just give and William is putting it on. William's gospel promoter, good friend of mine, doing a great job. And so it's going to be a wonderful time at the Crockett Theater in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. Then coming up on May the 4th, we're going to be at the park at Smith Lake Park in Coleman, Alabama. It's going to be a morning service. That's with the Refuge Church, and Pastor Tim Dudley and his fine group of people are going to be putting on that. They always put it on that event, and it's Singing in the Park. They have we're going to have church there right after we have our morning service, and we're speaking. And New Day Revival is going to be the music. I will be preaching there, opening the service, and there's going to be food right after. And we'll have a outdoor concert on May the 4th at Sportsman's Lake in Coleman, Alabama. And then following up in May the 31st, we have. We're going to be at Crystal's Restaurant in Deckart, Tennessee, and it's a great place. And it's going to be at a Crystal's Restaurant. They have gospel music there monthly. And so we're going to be there also. And when it comes into May the 8th and 9th and 10th, this is going to be a big 3-day event. It's the Gospel Music Fanfare in Fayette, Alabama. That's not too far from you here in Alabama. You want to come. It's going to be a lot of groups here, and we just want to make sure that you're able to be there, because we want you to be a part of it. And I'm going to be sending something here in just a second, and if I can pull it up, I'm going to send it to myself here and email it. So while I'm doing that, talk among yourselves. I'll give you a subject. I don't even know what subject I'll give you, but I'll give you a subject. Just choose one and go at it. But this is going to be a link. Then what we want you to do with this link, like I said, this link is going to bring us la da 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 da. Tell me what you mean. He should have been prepared a little better. Tell me what you mean. How dare you? How dare you talk to me like that? We have we want you to be able to vote on, we've been, where's my link at? Well, I didn't put the link on there. I want you to be able to vote for your group, New Day Revival. And I think I've got it right here. Let me pull it up just a moment. I want you to go to this website. It's christianvoicemagazine.com/ballot2. If you go to our New Day Revival Facebook page, you will find this is posted there, and you'll have the link. It will take you right to it. But we want you to go to that link. And what's going to happen when you go to that link, it's going to, you scroll down, you're going to see click here to enter ballot. We have been nominated as part of out of a top 10 groups for the Horizon Group of the Year. So we want you to go and vote for your group, New Day Revival, and we really appreciate that. So, and we thank the Lord that we're a part of that, having that honor. Also, I've got some buddies of mine, George Stewart, who runs the Alabama Gospel Roots. He's on there as a show of the year. And also my buddy William, who is concert promoter. We want you to vote for him as well. So go to this site and click it and vote for your group, New Day Revival, and we greatly appreciate it. I'm going to leave this banner up here just for a moment, and that way, and if you have any other questions about it, just go ahead and email us at newdayrevivalministries@gmail.com. So that kind of takes us through a little bit, and there's some more areas that we're going to be places that we're going to be at, but I want to get into the subject tonight about courage and about strength, about perseverance, and pushing through all that you can to make this to make this event happen for your life. What event is that? Is that event is life event. Life often comes to us very hard. Sometimes we float through life. Sometimes we feel like we're on a cloud one day and the next day. I remember Lori and I were in Nashville, Tennessee. We were pastoring a church up there, and we just come through a homecoming weekend, homecoming week. And for pastors who know what homecoming week is, it's a lot of preparation. Then you have the culmination of the service, the group, the food afterwards, which is always wonderful. And so we got back home. It was, during the middle of the year, so sun was still shining, and the evening breeze was going through. Zachary was out in the yard playing with his dog Snoop, and we were in a hammock together, and we were sitting in that hammock, and she looked at me. She said, "This is just wonderful." She said, "This is almost perfect." I said, "Yes, darling, it is. It's just a perfect day." Then come Monday, oh my gosh. And it was like the next week we were at the house, and she went, "Where did that perfect day go to?" We were at sitting on the hammock. But it just happens like that. Sometimes things just happen. And the thing is, how you're able to deal with that is approaching it with this in mind. It's going to happen no matter whatever you do. It's going to happen. It's going to come at you. It's going to come at you hard. It's going to come at you medium, come at you soft. It may not come at you at all, but know that as you go through this life, you are going to face adversities. I want to talk about that tonight. Like I said, here is the website, the Christian Voice Magazine, .com/ballot2, and go through there and look down on Horizon's Country Gospel Group of the Year, and you'll find us along with 9 others. And you don't want to click on them. You just want to find New Day Revival, click on those. And then my buddy William for the gospel promoter, concert promoter of the year. And we greatly appreciate that. And we'll let you know how that turns out. And all of that's going to happen when we get in May. We'll be there on May the 10th. And that's when all the awards will be given out. That's when all of the groups that have won their soloist of the year, duet of the year, the Southern Gospel Group of the Year, Bluegrass Group of the Year, Urban Gospel of the Year. So it's going to be a very nice event. So we want you to be a part of it. All right. Now, before we get into that, we want to thank our sponsors, Tooltown, for their work. Tooltown, and I hit the wrong thing. Tooltown.
Tooltown, located at 1726B Cherokee Avenue, Southwest in Coleman, Alabama. Mark Walker invites you to come into the store and find everything you need. For every contractor and do-it-yourself project, you will find all the hand tools and electrical tools that you could be looking for. From the top of the line, DeWalt's, Rigid, Ryobis, and Milwaukee's, both used, new, and refurbished, where it meets all of your needs for electrical, cordless, and pneumatic. You can talk to Mark Walker and get in touch with him at 256-747-5501 or email him at markwalker7401@gmail.com. You'll find all of your ancillary needs from your tools on the job, and every day is a discount day, especially for our veterans and our first responders. And remember, we want you to make Tooltown your town for all of your tool needs. Come on by.
And Mark, he also has a construction company that he does some really good work. I just had them finishing up their part here at the Turney household, and they just did a wonderful job. You will love them. So let's get into quickly into our subject for today. I want to take us to Psalms 68. Psalm 68 says, "God gives strength and power unto me." Isaiah 41:10 said, "I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my right hand." Psalms 27:14 says, "Do not let your hand be weak, for your work shall be rewarded." The last scripture I want to give you is Galatians 6:9, and we'll go back through this. "Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." Ooh, that's the one that I center on. Now, the one I read earlier about Isaiah, Isaiah, "I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my right hand. I will strengthen you and I will help you." Let me say this. And the reason I chose this subject tonight is I had to do some work last night or yesterday up in the attic. I got home and I started around, wish I'd started in the morning time, I'd have had a better time. But I was in the attic above the room that we're having remodeled. And in my mind, I cut an access there. I was going to get up, and it's not really a tall roof. But I thought I had plenty of space. And let me say this, for a man of my stature, of my age, and what I was going through, I'm telling you, I had one more difficult time working by myself. It might have helped if I'd have had somebody there to maybe encourage me, or maybe hand something that fell through there so I didn't have to come out of the thing, climb down the ladder and get it and go right back up. I lost some tools up there. I lost my mind up there. I lost my fortitude. I lost everything up there. It was bad. There was actually one time, there was some quite a few words that were said that I wouldn't want my grandchildren to hear, but I didn't let my mouth say them. They were in my head. By the time they came out of my mouth, I translated it, and just it was a replacement word so that I wouldn't curse. Oh, it was so frustrating. Every moment I turned around, and there was one point. And now here's the thing: if you've never been into a crawl in an attic, if you don't have the floor that's put down on the the rafters, then what you have is you have your rafters. Then you have underneath that sheetrock. I don't know if you've ever seen a video, but sheetrock tends not to hold a human being. And down you will go. So you got to stay out of between the center part of those rafters. And so I'm trying to do that. I've got knee pads on because my knees are shot. And I'm trying to get through these little crawl spaces with a glutamus maximus that is larger than larger than your average kid. I don't have the agility especially after my motorcycle wreck about almost 3.5 years ago. I just don't get around as easy as I did. And there was times one time a crap shot. I mean, a cramp. I didn't say crap. A cramp shot in my my right hip. Couldn't move the leg. I couldn't stretch it out. All I could do is just try to stretch over the rafters without falling through the sheetrock. And then I said, God, please forgive me, but I'm going to scream. I said, okay. And I let out a huge scream. It was building up so much. The frustration of that was building up so much. I couldn't handle it anymore. And I just had to scream. It was just, and I'm hoping my neighbors didn't hear it because they would probably call 911 because it was one of those kind of screams. And then I laid there, got my bearings. And the problem is that there was nobody else that was going to do it. I could not afford to hire an electrician to get up there and run those lights. I had to be the one to do it. I know how to do it. It's not a problem. But it was so stressful. And I was not only stressing out my body, but I was stressing out my mind. And I was really causing myself some issues. I often try to say that it's a saying that I heard years ago, and I've let that be something that sticks into my crawl, is there's a lot of things to think about, but nothing to worry about. And I don't try to worry at all, and don't try to put yourself in stressful situations. But boy, that was one of them. I was up there and I knew that it had to continue. There was no way that I could not. There was no way I would quit. I'm doing it. I can't afford to have anybody else do it. So it has to be me. So I'm in this situation. I want to give up and quit and just say, you know what? I'm not doing it. But I have to. Construction's already started. Maybe this ship is already left. We're in the middle of the ocean. There is no saying, I changed my mind. I want to go back. I want to get off this thing. I'm sorry. It's not. You're committed to this thing. And as I sat up there, I kept thinking, I just laid there. I said, God, I'm, of course I put myself in this situation, but Lord, I'm just having a difficult time with it. And if you would just help me through it. I really appreciate it. Just help me through it. I need you. And I'm not saying that a shaft of light shot down through the ceiling and hit my soul. And all of a sudden I floated off that and angelic beings came in and enveloped that attic and went through and run all of that electrical for me while I floated on the cloud of puffy whiteness. And they brought me down, not even touching the ladder, and set me on a recliner and massaged my feet and made everything better. It would be nice. It would be nice, but that's not the way it happens. Sometimes you get in a situation in your life that, you have to do it. You just have to persevere. But there's many that's out there. They give up. They quit. They don't want to push through that. And it's difficult because there's time, and sometimes it's okay. It's okay to scream. It's okay to let, if the pressure's building up, we have in water heaters. And can I say it's not hot water heaters? And I guarantee you, of 100 people, 80 of them will say hot water heaters, probably more, but it's not a hot water heater because you're not heating up hot water. Does it make sense? It's a water heater, ladies and gentlemen, a water heater. Say it with me. Water heater. They have a pop-off valve. When the pressure starts building up, if it's building up and something's going on and it's not able to release it, that pop-off valve will, and it will allow that pressure. If it doesn't, the water heater explodes. So there must be a pop-off. There is a place. And our pop-off for believers is that when we face our life situations, that we know that we've got a God that gives strength to us. Right here, we got a God in Psalm 68 that gives strength and power unto us. What is Isaiah also said? I will mount up on the wings of eagles. I will run and not be weary, and walk and not be faint. And sometimes you feel weary. Sometimes you feel like, God, I'm fixing to faint, and I'm fixing to plant my face right on this concrete. That's just how we feel sometimes. But Isaiah says, I will strengthen you and I'll help you. I will uphold you with my right hand. And when you're facing a life situation, knowing you have to go through it, you can't put it off on anybody else. You, my friend, have to be the one that walk it. You have to be the one that passes this test. You have to be not pass this test, but you have to be one that runs this race and finishes. The fastest horse will not win this race. It's the one that's steady, that stays after it. I often tell people that are the guys that have worked for me in the past that if you'll just stay steady, I'm not asking you to break your back. I don't want you to get in a hurry, because most of the time when you get in a hurry, you miss something, or hurt yourself, or you'll hurt others, or you'll break something. I'd rather you be steady, take a good pace, don't allow yourself to be carried away, and finish this thing. Finish it. If you start it, finish it. Don't let it go past this. So he said, I will strengthen you. Psalms 27:14 says, do not let your hands be weak, for your work shall be rewarded. It shall be rewarded. It shall be rewarded. And this project that I've got up there, my wife has been asking since we moved in, when do you think we could do it? 2018, 2019. When do you think we'll be able to put an ensuite and lift the floor up in this bedroom? Soon. 2020, 2021. It didn't get to when do you think it's going to be? When is this going to happen? 22, 23, 24. I want this to happen, Tim. I really want it to happen. And I did too. I was agreeing with her. And so we made it happen. And now I've got a lot of work that's facing me, but yesterday was a very difficult time. But guess what? When you walk in, you flip the switch, those beautiful little thin LED can lights that I put in. It's so gorgeous. It's beautiful. People, when she came in, I love watching the satisfaction when she walked in the room and flipped the switch and saw how it lit the room up for the first time ever since we bought this place. And to see her excitement on her face, because why? You know, if I hadn't persevered through, I could only tell her what it could look like based on what it does look like. And I'm thankful for that. So what I want to do is, before I move on to the next, in this next scripture right here, I want to play a video for you. That is a song that I wrote. It says, when life gets a little bit too difficult for you, when it gets where you just don't know what you're going to do, and you don't know the answers, all you got to do is do what God said. Just kneel. And if you'll just kneel down and look what he says. What is it here? I will give you strength and help you. I will uphold you with my right hand. All you've got to do is trust me and kneel and give me those problems.
It was taught a long time ago that right here is the answer to everything you need. Many days life brings me problems. I just don't know how to solve them, how to make it through. I wondered where on earth to find the answer. Only led to my disaster when I searched it without you. And I remember hearing Grandma in the prayer room of that old home saying, God, you know exactly how I feel. You know, she could pray that fire down for real, 'cause she knew how to kneel. She'd kneel before the cross where the blood flowed in her life. She'd kneel before the Savior who saved from sin and strife. She'd kneel to show the world right where she stands. When the burden gets too heavy, she'd kneel. Come to me, all you heavy laden. This is what the Lord was saying to those that followed him. You see, my yoke is light and my burdens you can carry. Only if you would just tarry till you pray it through. And there are days that you'll suffer and the trials that may buffer you, but don't let them change how you feel. Listen to this. And when Satan has you on your heels, don't forget to kneel. Just kneel before the cross where the blood flows in your life. Just kneel before the Savior who saves from sin and strife. Just kneel to show the world right where you stand. And when the burden gets too heavy, just kneel. Lord, I kneel before the cross where the blood flows in my life. I kneel before the Savior who saves from sin and strife. I kneel to show the world right where I stand. And when the burden gets too heavy, I kneel. Oh, just kneel to show the world right where you stand. And when the burden gets too heavy and that battle gets too crazy and Satan, he has you on your heels, just kneel. Just kneel. Just kneel.
Track Sound Studio is a full-service turnkey music studio. Our goal is to help the artists publish their songs and put them on the radio. Track Sound Studio can help you with all your marketing decisions. Our state-of-the-art equipment and engineering produces high-quality, professional results at very affordable prices. Call us today to set up your recording session at 256-841-1292 or visit us at tracksoundstudioinc.com.
Yes, it's me. It's me. It's Ernest T. Just kneel when the burden gets too heavy and the battle gets too crazy and Satan has you on your heels. Just kneel. I know it's counteractive to what a lot of will say in the world. They think, well, you got to ball up and fight, but there's some fights. It's a lot of fights that you'll find yourself in that you were never meant to fight. They were all God's. They were his. Not saying that there's some battles that are not yours. There are some battles that are yours. God requires you. He wants you to fight those battles. But there are some battles that belong to him, and you need to let him have it and just kneel. So there's a video I want to show you, man. If you don't like sports, it might not move you as much as it moved me. But even if you don't like sports, when you see this, you're going to go, wow. So let me play it. Let me play it for you. And then we're going to come back and we're going to play it again and we're going to talk through it. Okay. Alway. I don't even know how to describe to you what that did. Now, when you were watching that in real time, they were maybe 2, 3. I think they were like 4 yards away from the end zone, and that happened from snap to finish in less than 10 seconds. But when you see him, let's do this again here. Let's do this again. Da 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 da. Let's pull this up here, both of us. Why can't I bring that up here? La da. Let's pause that. Why is that not coming up here? Full screen. Let's do that right here. Let's do da 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 da. Da, 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 da. So let's start that right here. Now watch this. Now I want you to determination. I want you to think about this. Everything. Penn State's defense was a very good defense that year. This kid had one goal, and the pure, sheer fight to push through this. He's getting hit here. Another's going to come and hit him again. Bam! 3 of them. You think, that's it. He's down. He's gone. He talks about the strength training with squats. And bam! Look at that. Touchdown. Now, I want to tell you something. That's remarkable. That is absolutely remarkable. I got to look at it. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. One more time. Look here. I will strengthen you, and I will help you, and I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Now, I want you to think about it. As you're going through Satan's, bam, here comes the devil here. Here comes the devil there. The Lord said, no, he's given me the strength because I prepared. He's in my heart. I'm going to make it. That kind of will and that kind of determination. And I'm going to tell you, it may not seem like too much for you, but that's kind of the way I felt on up in that attic. It was like I was so overwhelmed, but I realized that nobody else could help me. It simply had to be done. Listen, Galatians says, let us not become weary in well-doing, for in the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. If we do not give up. And I want to leave you with something tonight. I hope that it comes through with at least some decent clarity. This is a new song that I wrote and going to be recording it very soon. It simply says, the day I face the devil. Then we'll leave that scripture up. Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap if a harvest, if we don't give up. Since my childhood days to now, oh, Satan's had me down. Always beaten, bruised, defeated, not worthy to be round. But I heard a preacher tell me about his Savior and his pierced side, and all that changed, my life rearranged when the blood got applied. Oh, the day I faced the devil, I was no longer on my own. You see, I'm not at his level, deep out at God's throne. And the fear that lived within me's gone in a twinkling of an eye. Was the day I faced the devil with the Lord by my side. If depression seems to have you bound, no value found inside. The price you placed on your disgrace is a mountain too high to climb. But if you trust me and look to the cross, it's there hell can deny. Just let that blood, his crimson blood, come and change your life. Oh, and the day you face the devil, you're no longer on your own. You see, you're not at his level, since you bowed at God's throne, and the fear that lives within you's gone in the twinkling of an eye. Oh, 'cause now you face the devil with the Lord by your side. You might as well get behind me, Satan. I have the Lord by my side. Oh, yes, I do. So no matter what you're going to be going through, no matter what trials you face, no matter what devil you face, remember, when you kneel before God, and remember that he will give you strength and the proper time. And if you don't give up, you will reap the harvest. So may the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. And if you're not following us, make sure to like our page and follow us on Facebook. Like, subscribe, and hit that notification button for things all New Day Revival coming up. And may the Lord bless you and keep you. God bless you, people. Love you.
And we want to thank you once again for watching the podcast, or if you've been listening to our podcast through all podcast channels from Podbean, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. You can find us on NewDayRevival.com. Look at our Facebook page and like the page, or go to our YouTube channel at New Day Revival. Like, subscribe, and follow us there to get notifications. Email us at newdayrevivalministries.com. And remember, it is always a new day for a new revival. See you next time.